Downtown Phoenix is part of an initiative to revitalize downtown, really bring an entrepreneurial spirit to the downtown community. We want to support him in that and be a part of it. He is also a member of Kelley.
9 years old, my parents cut me off and gave me a lawnmower. They said, you have to go earn money, and I said, great, I will. So I had that business all through high school and college and did enough to pay for college and just loved the spirit. Then as I began to travel, I knew that somehow entrepreneurship and international trade would be the growth path for what I would call trade through the Americas. And I got a job with the Arizona Department of Commerce as a trade rep and ended up in Mexico City. And after about 2 years, another opportunity came up, and it was an organization that was a very large real estate group and wanted to open up a construction management division in Latin America. And I built up some clients like Marriott Hotels and Hilti, a few others. And then they had decided to shut down the international division. So I said, I'm going to stay here and start my own. And started a commercial real estate group. So we grew the combination of companies to a top 5 player in the market. Did more than 200 million in projects, held the company for about 14 years. I began what was essentially an earn-out, meaning I was selling the company. Moved back to the United States. My wife and I wanted to raise our family here. So currently my wife and I, we have several other businesses, including construction. We have a Spanish immersion preschool. We have 3 locations around the valley. I run a private equity fund where we do angel investing. I chair the Thunderbird Angel Network. Found GCU because I'd grown up in Phoenix and had always heard of it and knew that they had started a new organization, so to speak, sort of a reorganization, with a focus on entrepreneurship. I began as an online adjunct in 2009. I just loved it so much, and they said, we have a position, are you interested? I said, yeah, absolutely. Now we've started Canyon Angels, which is a fascinating group that we hope will help grow the angel investing community here in the Valley. The mission that we have at Canyon Angels is really to be a channel for successful investors to have successful investments in entrepreneurs that are filtered through a process.
So I showed up about 2 years ago, just less than 2 years ago, and I met Tim. He is impressive because his passion to teach and what he brings as an instructor really comes down to his experience in the world as a successful businessman. He loves sharing what he's learned and done with students. He's very accessible to students and approachable, and so many students come to him for help, and he'll help every one of them. And so he's the perfect mix of real world business success, experience, and bringing that to our students in the Colangelo College of Business.
I have the opportunity to research and ask questions about what's really happening in the world, where if I were in a typical job, I wouldn't have the time to truly look back, see what's going on in the world, and say, how is it that by communicating this to others, we can make the world a better place? It's ultimately fulfilling to have the opportunity to share the vision, the stories, the war stories of all the different businesses and circumstances around the planet. What I'd like every student to realize is that they have the potential to dictate their own destiny. They should be fearless. They should be able to understand that they can start their own company if they so choose. There is a path where they can be that entrepreneur. They say if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. This isn't work to me. This is absolute fun. I'm passionate about it and love doing every minute of it.